Hello and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking about Okpoland, an amusement park located on top of a mountain on Jeoje Island in Okpodong, South Korea, which currently has a population of around 200,000. When it was in operation, Okpoland was the only amusement park on the island, so it was rather profitable and successful in its early years. Though it is not known the exact year it opened, it's rumored to be around the 80s. On this brochure that was found in some debris, you can see some of the rides that were featured at the park. It had one actual coaster that featured a borderline inappropriate squirrel, and one duck-themed skybike coaster. I'll come back to the duck's history later. Some other things that were there were a pool/sauna building, a Viking ship, buildings for games, bumper cars, restrooms, a carousel, a rocket ride, some type of virtual reality simulator, and some other various small things. Everything was very condensed, and some of the rides were actually built on top of and inside of each other. This rocket ride was built on top of another smaller ride, and both of those rides were located in the middle of the Ducks tracks. The park wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It brought decent crowds, partly because it was the only park around. After it was abandoned, nature took over. Plants grew over and inside of the rides, and the paint began to chip. Some of the rides were still visible from the town below many years later. Here's a ticket that was found in some of the debris. Now, why did the park close? Coming back to the Duck Skybike coaster that I mentioned earlier, it doesn't exactly have the most pleasant history. In the mid-90s, a young girl was killed by the ride. It's not known exactly how she died either. The park owner didn't seem to offer any explanation, apologies, or compensation to the family. Shockingly enough, the ride remained in operation for quite a few years later. The duck's face is what I see in the corner of my room when I have sleep paralysis. Anyways, in May 1999, another fatality occurred as the result of the duck coaster. One of the carts derailed off the track and flung a girl out. She flew and hit the pavement below, dying a short time after. This also caused the serious injury of a few others. This was the second death caused by the ride. Eerily enough, the deadly cart remained hanging on the tracks for another 12 years, undisturbed by anyone. After the fatality, the park closed overnight, and everything, including the rides and buildings, were left as is. Strangely enough, just like the first incident, the owner didn't have much to say. In fact, that night he disappeared with no trace. Nobody knows who the owner is, and nobody knows where he went. To this day, his identity is unknown. Did he flee? Did he change his identity? Did he commit suicide over what happened at his park? We might never know. The park sat undisturbed for 12 years, its only visitors being those who went to explore the history of the deadly rides. In 2011, someone bid on the land and it was demolished by December of that year. The plan was to turn the plot into Okpo Hotel. After reading all of the information I could find, that concludes this video. Okpoland is definitely one of the eeriest places I can think of, and its history is just as scary. Thanks for watching, and remember to never ride coasters with a face as scary as this.